Let's take a look at a little classical piece called The Butterfly. It has a consistent right hand picking pattern pretty much all the way through the 11 bars of the piece, and I'm going to take you through it one bar at a time, both left and right hand. So starting off with bar number 1, we've got our second finger here on an A note and our first finger on the C note. So I then pick with my right hand, thumb, first, second, first, third, first, second, first. And the important thing here is to make sure that you establish that right hand picking pattern, because it is going to be fairly predominant through the entire piece. Just repeat it a few times. We'll take a while to get that going, so be persistent with it and then we'll move on to the next finger picking pattern. Okay, taking a look at the second part of bar 1 on the left hand, I'm going to put my second finger here on an A note, which is on the G string 3rd fret, and I'm going to play my A bass first off, followed by the A note. Second finger on a B bass, also back to the A note, third finger on a C bass. Back to the A note again, and finishing on the A bass to the A. First section. So here's the right hand of the second part of bar 1. Notice how I'm alternating my first finger and my second finger. Play with my thumb first off, first finger on the higher A, thumb, second finger on the higher A, first finger, So in bar 2, I'm just shaping a D minor chord. I've got my first finger on an F, my second finger on an A, and my third finger on a D. And my right hand pattern remains exactly the same, except for the fact that I'm now playing a D bass note. Now the second part of bar number 2, we're just simply keeping our finger on that A note, and this time I'm moving my bass notes on the D string, so I'm playing my D bass followed by my A, my E followed by my A, and my F followed by my A. Now the right hand for bar 2. Let's just put bar 1 and 2 together. The notes we have in bar 3 are E and G sharp, and we play the B and the open E doing the same right hand pattern as we did pretty much for bar 1 and bar 2. Second part of bar 2, we're starting with our E and G sharp, then our F and G sharp, back to E and G sharp, and then open D and G sharp. Right hand pattern for the second part of bar 2. Thumb first, thumb second, thumb first, thumb second. In bar 4 we've got an A minor chord with a C bass. I've got my second finger sitting here on an A, my first finger on a C, and my third finger down here on my C bass. And the right hand is pretty much the same as the previous bars. And for the second part of the fourth bar, we're really just playing what is essentially an E7 chord. So I've got my second finger here on a B, and I've got a G sharp with my first finger, and my fourth finger, my pinky's down here on a D, on the third fret of the B string. Taking you through so far, nice and slow. Now the good news is bars 5 and 6 are exactly the same as bars 1 and 2. So all the way through to bar 6. So our next shape is going to be an A minor chord, and we're going to be playing the E note on the D string, 2nd fret, with our thumb. That's going to be our bass note. Use my right hand. Now for the second part of bar 7, all I do is add that E bass note second time round on the bottom. Nothing else changes. And the first half of bar 8, I return back to my high E on the bass. For the second part of bar 8, all I'm doing is removing the C note and ending up with what is essentially an A sus2. And my right hand remains exactly the same. So I have my E bass, my high E bass with my second finger. I then follow that up with my first finger here on a G sharp in my left hand and an E bass. Right hand remains the same. So bar 8. Through bars 7 and 8. Okay, bar 9 is made up of pretty much 3 shapes with our left hand. We've got A, C and of course our open E note. We have our A bass on the top, so we're going to arpeggio that through thumb, first, second, third. Okay, the second shape, I'm playing the notes G sharp and D on the top with my 4th finger, and my open E, and I'm playing an E bass to start. So I've got E bass, G sharp, D, open E. Right hand is thumb, first, second, third. Shape 1, shape 2. Right hand for both of those shapes. Just arpeggiating through. A bass on the first one, first, second, third, and E bass on the second one, first, second, third. I'm then going back to my first shape. And for the final shape, I don't play the D on the top, I play an open B string, so I have the notes G sharp, open B and E. So looking at the left hand, bar 9. Bar 10 is just a repeat of bar 9. So playing through both of those bars, 9 and 10. And we finish off simply with an A bass and an A note, picking with our first finger. So let me just take you through it one bar at a time, very, very slowly, showing you the left and right hand. Bar 1. Bar 2. Bar 3. Bar 4. Bar 5. Bar 6. Bar 7. Bar 8, bar 9, bar 10, bar 11. Well, I hope you enjoy playing through this nice little classical piece. Most important that you establish your right hand on each bar individually and then put the whole thing together. Take your time, be persistent. It's worth the trouble. Talk to you soon.